Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Spotlight. I'm your host, Jane Wernette, and with me now representing Little Friends are Christy Landorf and Renee McClassick. So welcome, ladies, to the studio.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Good to have you guys back with us, because I know you're just wrapping up a really wonderful year. But before we get to that, let's just remind our viewers a little bit about Little Friends and all the scope of what you do.
Absolutely. We are a nonprofit human service agency. We support adults and children predominantly with autism and other developmental disabilities as well. We have over 11 programs, DuPage County, Naperville, Downers Grove, and we have over 800 clients that we support every year. Our youngest person that we support is 18 months old, and our oldest client is 89 years old this year.
That's a big spectrum.
It is.
It expands beyond the 50 years you've been in business.
It does. It does. We've had folks with us for some of almost that entire time as well, so we're very proud of that.
Now, you're coming off of your big anniversary year.
Yes.
You've had some amazing accomplishments. Talk a little bit about those.
Well, I think the really fantastic thing about this last year has been reconnecting with families and with people we've supported, and to see kind of the evolution of services and supports. It has helped us segue. We had a birthday party in May, and we got to see folks that have been involved with the agency forever. And it really helped us now segue into 2016, which is going to be kind of the evolution of the agency. So our tagline has been Lives Transformed. Now we're moving into transforming lives regardless of challenge, to really talk about that there are people on every aspect of the spectrum, and we can support them in every aspect.
You've got such a wide variety of programs that you offer. Talk a little bit about those, because I think sometimes people are not aware of the breadth of support services that you bring to the table for folks.
We can support somebody as early as the diagnostics through the Little Friends Center for Autism. We have 3 schools. We have vocational services in Downers Grove, and then we have over 37 single-family homes in the Naperville area alone where our clients live.
That's a lot.
It is.
And it is. And it's so important because you've got kind of a little bit of a one-stop shop in the sense that people, once they find you, are with you, and you can really help them.
We do.
Now, talk a little bit, Renee, you guys, in terms of funding, because that's an important part. You're a not-for-profit. How do you go about that?
Well, special events is one of the public ways in which we receive funding, and we have a great community that supports us financially, volunteer hours, and our special events are a lot of people's first introduction to our agency. Autism is so pervasive anymore that there's you always know somebody on the spectrum, whether it's a relative or a friend of a relative, and coming to Little Friends and seeing what we do at events, it's where we tell our client's story. Not everybody can interact with a client on a day-to-day basis, but they can see that story and how we have transformed their life, and it compels people to reach into that pocket and help us do that every day.
Yeah, and you guys were just coming off of, we always love at the end of the year, you have your Little Friends Parade of Lights, and that's a wonderful way to kind of, again, become familiar with who you are and what you do. Talk a little bit, if you would, about some of the kinds of events, because you talked about that's a way for people to maybe first come in contact with you, but that's also a way for people to help you and support you from a volunteer basis,
From
right?
a volunteer basis. Our next major event is the Little Friends Benefit Auction, and it's the 40th benefit auction. So the agency, 50 years old, the auction is going to be 40 years old in 2016, and that is a huge volunteer-driven event. Whether it's dozens of high school and junior high students in the day during setup helping us lay linens or setting up baskets, to the evening volunteers who tend to be college and adult age selling raffle tickets or monitoring the silent auction. That event takes between 100 and 115 volunteers to pull off throughout the course of the day.
That's a lot.
It's a ton.
That's a lot of people.
It's a ton.
Yeah. It is. And you have been very successful in that. I think it's always very interesting when you have organizations that have done something for 40 years and it's still successful. And that not only speaks to the quality of your events, but it speaks to the quality of the mission that you're trying to deliver.
We're very proud of our long-term commitment to the auction and the people that come back every year and support it. And some of them have been there for all of them.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Now, talk a little bit as we're moving into the new year, but tell us a little bit about what you felt were some of your big accomplishments in 2015, because it was an anniversary year. I know you pushed hard on a lot of different initiatives, so give us a couple of highlights.
We had a fantastic golf outing this year. We also had our auction in March of 2015, and it was $20,000 more than the year before. A lot of new friends to the agency. The Little Friends Center for Autism trained over 1,300 professionals in Illinois on how to support children with autism. We participated in a couple different group initiatives, and certainly one of the things that we've done a lot of this year is advocacy for services like ours in Illinois. This has been a challenging year with Springfield, and we're very proud that we've stayed out in front of that and not suffered some of the consequences of other organizations.
As the funding is moving and shifting and changing, and that's important to be advocates for the clients that you serve, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and do you see a big outreach within the community to support you in that advocacy?
I do.
Yeah.
People, Naperville is a fantastic community. You're not going to get a better educated community. And they understand the issue, they understand why it matters, they understand that supporting us is a value for their dollar.
Yeah. Give us an example, if you would, Renee, and I know you've got hundreds to pick from, but give us an example. When we give to you, what life do we transform? Give us an example of that.
Well, we're just coming off the holiday season, and one of my favorite initiatives is our Giving Tree program. And it's very simple. We put tags on trees, and people can pick them off and fulfill a request from one of our clients in need. And these requests are so simple. New socks, a new sweater. Our clients have such simple aspirations when it comes to things like that, and you get families who take these tags off the trees and are like, can't we do more? So yes, you can always do more, and I'm constantly amazed by the truckloads, literally, of gifts that come in at the holidays from this wonderful community. We've partnered with businesses to host these trees. We've partnered with other businesses who adopt some of our families that have more significant needs than others throughout our programs. Even the young ones get involved. We have a wonderful partnership with the National Charity League. They adopted 6 different clients and took care of all of their needs for the holidays.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. 2016, tell me, wrap it up for us. What are we going to be doing? What are we seeing in 2016? Big goals.
You're going to see a new website for Little Friends. You're going to see some new initiatives to events coming up, especially in April. You're going to see new members of our board of directors, a little bit new look for our logo, and as we move into the next 50 years.
That's exciting.
It is.
Second half a century.
Exactly.
Moving towards 100.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for the work that you do on behalf of your clients. And if you would like to find out more about the very many ways that Little Friends is empowering individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities, please visit their website. We're going to be right back after these messages with more Spotlight, so stay with us.